So good day to everyone, and it's 9:06 in my clock. So first, let me ask if my audio is clear and the video or the PowerPoint presentation is visible in your end.
Yes, ma'am. Your audio is clear and your presentation is visible.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Aaron Pangilinan. Okay, so to formally start our lesson for today, I have here a video attached in this PowerPoint presentation. But before I play that video, let us first let us first see these um, points to be taken later. So after watching the video, we need to answer the following question. What is the video all about? And the other one is, what are they talking about? I want you to write down all of your observations uh, based on the video. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so here is the video. Please listen carefully to everything that are mentioned in this video.
Thank God it's Friday. Hey, what do you do on weekends? I usually study at the library every Saturday. Oh, so you still study even weekends? How about on Sunday? Well, on Sundays, I always go to church, and in the afternoon, normally meet some friends at the park. Really? What do you do there? We usually play soccer, have a picnic, or just talk. After that, sometimes I go to the movies. How about you? On Saturdays, I always play video games. And on Sundays? Just like you, I go to church. I rarely meet my friends, so I spend my Sundays alone, ha ha ha. Oh, really? What do you do when you're alone? I normally practice dancing, but oftentimes I sleep, ha ha. Would you like to come with us this Sunday? Why not? That's a great idea.
Okay, so does the video clear to you, everyone? Or do
Yes,
we need
ma'am.
or do we have to play again the video? Yes or no? Okay, so I think the video is clear to you, both of you. So now, let us answer the following questions that we had earlier. So now, what is the video all about? Anyone from the class? What is the video all about? Um, may I call? Okay, Mr. Mendoza, what is the video all about?
Good morning, ma'am. I think that the video is all about I think those two guys are best friends having a conversation about um what do they normally do on weekends.
Okay, thank you very much. And the second one, what are they talking about? Mr. Pangilinan.
Ma'am, just like what Charles have already said, the two characters in the video are talking about the things they do every weekend.
Okay, that is correct. The two or the video shows that there the two best friends are talking about what they do every weekend. As that being said, let us watch again the video, okay? And this time I want you to list the things the two friends do every weekend. Okay, listen carefully and take down notes of the mentioned routines that the two best friends what talks about in their conversation. So is that clear, everyone? Please listen carefully as I play the video. Okay, list the the things the two friends do every weekend.
Thank God it's Friday. Hey, what do you do on weekends? I usually study at the library every Saturday. Oh, so you still study even weekends? How about on Sunday? Well, on Sundays, I always go to church, and in the afternoon, normally meet some friends at the park. Really? What do you do there? We usually play soccer, have a picnic, or just talk. After that, sometimes I go to the movies. How about you? On Saturdays, I always play video games. And on Sundays? Just like you, I go to church. I rarely meet my friends, so I spend my Sundays alone, ha ha ha. Oh, really? What do you do when you're alone? I normally practice dancing, but oftentimes I sleep, ha ha. Would you like to come with us this Sunday? Why not? That's a great idea.
Okay, have you got it, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, very good. So now, anyone who wants to tell me the routines that the two best friends do every weekend? Anyone? Yes, Mr. John Charles. Can you cite the things the best friends do every weekend?
These are the things that the best friends do on weekends. First is study at library,
Yes.
and next is go to church,
Go to church. The other.
meet friends at park,
Yes.
play soccer,
Play soccer. Next.
have picnic,
Any other
go to movies,
thing?
play video game,
Yes.
practice dancing,
Any other else? Any more?
and last one is sleep.
Sleep. Okay. So now we have the routines of the two best friends every weekend. So now let me ask you, what have you noticed in these routines? Anyone? What have you noticed based on the mentioned routines? You can raise your hand or do you want me to call someone? Oh, okay. Mr. John Charles.
Um,
What have you
I have
noticed?
noticed that they do different things on their weekends.
Yes, okay. And then, anyone else? What have you noticed, Mr. Pangilinan? What have you noticed in their routines?
Ma'am, based on the video, aside from that, they do different things during or every weekend. It is also stated in the video that they mention how often they do these things every weekend.
Nice, good observation, Mr. Pangilinan. Yes, it is noticeable that in the video, it's like whether they or whatever the routines they do, they include how often or how frequent they do that routines. So, okay, earlier I asked you to write what the best friends do or this not right now. I asked you to write the what the best friends do every weekend, right? But now Let us watch again the video, okay? So let's bring back to the video. And I want you to take down notes of the words that comes first before the routines they do. Okay? You notice, right, that they talk about their routines, how frequent or how often. Now I want you to pay close attention to the words that comes first before the routines they do. Let's see.
Thank God it's Friday. Hey, what do you do on weekends? I usually study at the library every Saturday. Oh, so you still study even weekends? How about on Sunday? Well, on Sundays, I always go to church, and in the afternoon, normally meet some friends at the park. Really? What do you do there? We usually play soccer, have a picnic, or just talk. After that, sometimes I go to the movies. How about you? On Saturdays, I always play video games. And on Sundays? Just like you, I go to church. I rarely meet my friends, so I spend my Sundays alone, ha ha ha. Oh, really? What do you do when you're alone? I normally practice dancing, but oftentimes I sleep, ha ha. Would you like to come with us this Sunday? Why not? That's a great idea.
Okay. So based on the video, Mr. Aaron Pangilinan, can you cite the words that comes first before the routines they do? Have you taken down notes?
Yes, ma'am. So here
Okay.
are the words that come before the each routine the characters do in the video. Um, one is usually,
Usually,
next is always,
always,
normally,
normally,
usually,
usually again,
usually. I mean sometimes,
sometimes,
always,
always.
normally, and oftentimes.
Okay. So based on these answers, are you all familiar with these words? Guys, are you all familiar with these words?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so do you know how to use these words in this in a sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so does any one of you know what are these words called? What is it called? Does any one of you know? Okay, Mr. Mendoza, do you know what are these called? What are these called?
I think, ma'am, those words are called adverbs.
Okay, very good. That's right. These words are called adverb. And now, using each of the adverbs, I want you to match them to their respective location based on the routines mentioned in the conversation that we watched earlier. So, since you all have taken down notes earlier, right? You have to match these adverbs to their perspective routines, to these perspective routines that mentioned earlier in the conversation. I will give you a minute to match these adverbs to their respective location. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, start now. Okay, everyone, are you done matching?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now let us see. Mr. Pangilinan, how about you? What are your answer? How do you match these adverbs to their respective routines?
Okay, ma'am. So, here are the matches. Usually, the matches are number one, usually, and study at the library.
Okay, usually, um, usually study
Next
at
one
night,
is always and go to church.
always.
Next
Okay,
is usually play soccer. I so I'm sorry. Normally meet friends at the park.
normally with friends. Okay, next.
Next is um usually play soccer and have a picnic.
Oh, okay. Usually play soccer and have. Is that merged, Mr. Pangilinan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sorry for the noise. I apologize for the noise. Please bear with me. Thank you, everyone.
Next
Okay,
is
next.
sometimes go to the movies.
Sometimes. Next.
Next is always play video game.
Always play video games. Always. Okay, last two.
Next is normally practice dancing.
Normally. Practice dance.
And for the last one, we have oftentimes sleep.
Sometimes. Oh, sorry for that. Oftentimes sleep. Is that correct, Mr. Pangilinan?
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay,
think so.
very, very good. Okay, we are able to match the respective adverbs to their routines based on the conversation earlier. So now, using these matches, let us choose one sentence from the conversation and let us analyze the sentence. Let's see.
Thank God it's Friday. Hey, what do you do on weekends?
Hmm,
I usually study
okay, let's use this first one. I usually study at the library every Sunday. Okay, so let us write it down. I usually study at the library every Saturday. Okay, so everyone, look at this sentence. May I ask, what is the subject in this sentence? Anyone? The subject. Mr. Mendoza.
The subject at the sentence presented on the slide is I.
I. Very good. I is the subject for this sentence. Um, this one. Okay. Now, based on the things that we did earlier, what do you think is the adverb for this sentence? Mr. Aaron Pangina. Okay. What is the adverb?
The adverb, the adverb in the sentence is usually.
Okay, very good. Usually. Let's put shape, circle. Okay. Circle. Okay. Then, okay. I usually is the adverb for this sentence. And then what is the verb? Lastly, what is the verb? Mr. Aaron Pangilinan again. Okay, Mr. Mendoza wants to answer. The verb in this sentence.
The verb in the sentence is study.
Study. Okay. All right. So based on this sentence, we are able to analyze the verb, the subject, and the adverb. So now, we are talking about adverb as soon as we start the lesson. Now, let us proceed to our main topic for this day. We have adverbs of frequency. So the mentioned adverbs earlier are adverbs of frequency. So adverbs of frequency show how often something is done, from something done very frequently or always, and to something that is not done at all almost never or never. So adverbs of frequency usually go between the subject and the main verb. Okay? So as we see in this sentence, this adverb usually comes between the subject and the verb. Okay, it is always in between the subject and the subject and the main verb from the sentence. And in adverbs of frequency, these are some examples. Always, nearly always, very often, usually, often, and frequently are used for the things that happen all the time or a lot of time. So we use this if we frequently do these things or do these routines. Like I always brush my teeth. I very often watch um, animes, something like that. And then regularly, sometimes, occasionally, these are adverbs used for the things that happen some of the time or seldomly. And then for the last examples of adverbs is or are rarely, hardly ever, almost never, and never. So these adverbs are used for the things that happens very few times and not at all. Okay. So speaking of adverbs of frequency, this is used to talk about present simple. Or what is present simple? Present simple used to talk about um, simple statements of facts, to talk about the things that happen repeatedly, and to describe things that are always true. So based from the video clip that we watched, these are the facts about the two best friends, right? What they do, what are their routines. So, based from them, this happens repeatedly, or they describe things that are true to them because that is their routines, and that is what they truly do every weekends because they know much than the other. Okay, so adverbs of frequency are always used when talking about present simple or the present time or present or the things that happens in the present or um, something that happens right now. Okay, so let me choose again from the sentence mentioned
Thank God
in
it's
this
Friday.
video.
Hey, what do you? I usually
Hmm,
study at the library every Saturday. Oh, so you still study even weekends?
let's
How about on
choose.
Sunday? Well, on Sundays,
Yeah, let's choose on Sundays. I always go to church. Or um, this one na lang. I normally meet some friends at the park. I normally meet some friends at the park. I normally meet some friends at the park. So again, let's analyze this sentence. What is the subject in this sentence? Anyone? Subject. Hmm. Is there anyone raising their hand? Okay, Mr. Pangilinan.
The subject in the sentence is I.
Yes, correct. The subject is I. Mr. Mendoza, what is the verb in this sentence?
The verb in this sentence is meet.
That is correct also. Thank you. And then, of course, the adverb in this sentence is what? Is what? Anyone? Mr. Pangilinan?
The adverb in the sentence is normally.
Okay. Normally. That is correct. Okay. All right. So now we have the subject, we have the verb, and we have the adverb of frequency. Now, let's practice what have you learned from today's lesson, okay? Let's try it. I will give you a 3 minutes. I give you 3 minutes to form or construct your own three sentences to talk about your own routines. Okay, I want you to uh, make three sentences that talks about your routines using the different adverbs of frequency that are mentioned in the slides or that are mentioned earlier. Okay, is that clear? Using the adverbs of frequency. Okay, talk about your routines or your habits in 3 sentences. Okay, is that clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so your timer starts now. Guys, kindly raise your hand if you're already done, okay, or you're finished. Just raise your hand so I can know. Okay, Mr. John Charles is also done. Last 30 seconds. Mr. Aaron, are you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. So now, let us see your answers. Who, any one of you who wants to um, volunteer to answer or to tell me their routines? Yes, Mr. Pangilinan.
So, these are my three sentences.
Yes.
Number my first sentence is I usually sleep at night around 12 to 1 a.m.
Okay. Another.
My second sentence is I normally stay at home every weekend.
Okay.
And for the last one, I sometimes go to our province for a vacation.
Okay. So again, what are the adverbs that you used in your sentences?
The adverbs that I use in my sentences are usually, normally, and sometimes.
Usually, normally, sometimes. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Aaron. Now let's hear it from Mr. Mendoza.
Um, Here are the sentences that I have written. First, I always play volleyball every Saturdays.
Okay.
Second, I sometimes eat mungo on Fridays.
Okay.
And
Last
last
one.
is I normally rehearse K-pop choreographies on afternoons.
Oh, okay, okay, I see. So, what are the adverbs that you used in your sentences?
The adverbs that I have used on my sentences are always,
Always,
sometimes, and normally.
normally. Okay, so that are the sentence or the adverbs that you used in your sentences, and I can see that you are able to um, understand how adverbs of frequency use, and I can see that you can form your own present simple sentences based on how you understand our lesson for today. And I think everyone did a great job today. Okay, so that ends our lesson for today. I hope you have something, you have learned something from me today, and I hope you can use the learnings that you've um, earned today to your future task or activities. So thank you everyone. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Thank you.